Moving to the next question, Nathaniel. How does foresight help tackle challenges like political polarization and global conflict?
Sure. So one of the really good examples of the way that foresight's used in peace building, conflict resolution is a case study in South Africa with a man called Adam Kahane. So Adam Kahane was working for Shell, the oil company in London, and Shell are one of the first were one of the first companies to use strategic foresight to understand the way that the energy market might change. But Adam Kahane decided to use this way of thinking, not for making money in oil, but for peace building.
Okay.
So he flew to South Africa, and this was South Africa in the 1990s, so it was coming out of the apartheid regime and trying to make a transition to democracy. So he ran in South Africa a series of workshops called the Mont Fleur Scenario process. And I really encourage viewers to look this up. It's a fantastic example of the way in which you can use foresight and thinking about the future to draw people together, right? So in the room, he had like guerrillas and and communists and fascists and apartheid people and all the the most diverse conflicting types of people that you can imagine. But he got them to think, okay, right, we all hate each other, fine, but we've got to live with each other, right? And we've got to live in South Africa. So how do we want South Africa to go? How do we want it to develop? And they came up with 4 scenarios of different ways that South Africa might develop or not develop, based on the actions that they might take. And so one of them was basically showing the dangers of not coming to a negotiated settlement. One of them was showing coming to a settlement, but with policies that were very populist, and that were just bankrupt the country over time. And the final one was, I've not done the third, but the fourth was Flight of the Flamingos, which is the idea that everybody comes to some kind of negotiated solution, and they pursue sensible policies, and the country flourishes. So that's a really good example. I'd encourage people to look up as a way of using foresight for peace building. And maybe I'll get onto this later, but I did a workshop inspired by this scenarios exercise at Goodenough College.
Okay, that's great.